Back from the TET, just finished 2,000 miles riding the CRF around the French sections. Went from Dieppe down to Clermont-Ferrand and then back up to Caen. But what were the problems that we had? Generally, engine-wise, none at all. But we had a few little issues, particularly with the crash bars. Quite a few drops, and these bars from biker bits are a little bit too soft, and the problem is they're not braced. So when you go down this side, this bar bends over here and it's got nothing to support it. So I think it needs some sort of bracing across, say, either to the frame or just from one bar to the other. That would really help. They bend back okay, but it's a pain in the butt. We seem to have a bit of separation on all the plastics around here. I'm not quite sure what's happened there at the moment. Got to take that apart. But the other issue which suffered a little bit from was, as we went down a few times, the soft luggage hit onto the exhaust. That moved in and then was interfering with the tyre, so I had to bend that back. And I put this tool tube on here, which I thought was a good idea, and it is when you're not carrying luggage. But again, the constant flapping of the luggage and the drops meant that pushed in, and this kept hitting the tyre here. You can see wearing away, so I had to strap it, and then eventually I had to put a strap between the two bags to stop them flapping up and down. It worked okay. I mean, I'm not unhappy with the luggage at all, but I think they could do with some bracing bars behind here, or I should have kept them further forward all the time. I eventually moved them forward. I had them a bit further back. I also had my tool roll in the side here, and I moved it then up to the top of the bike, which again took some weight off of those. But other than that, it was really, really good. Also really did chew through some brake pads. That's the second set on this trip. That's 2,000 miles and so much gritty mud that we went through in the earlier sections. It really did chew them away. Tyres were good. It's a Pirelli Rally Cross on the back and a Mitas Terra Force up on the front. That's been a little that's really very useful in actual fact, to have a disconnecting USB charger which will put phone or different activities in here. That works great, connected straight to the battery. Stage 1, jet wash. Get the mud off. Well, the twin air filters have done their job. Nicely coated. Still relatively clean in places. Bit wet. Oh, air filter seems to have remained okay. A bit dusty at places. I think that is where it's come through this mesh additional breather on this airbox. Not sure if it's a good idea. I think these filters work much better. Should have gone a heavier spring. So we've had a further deep clean and it's all looking a lot better. It doesn't actually appear to be any damage. So, oh, this is my Lube Man chain oiler, this thing. I used one for a few thousand miles, it was okay. This one failed the first time I pushed it. The plunger just doesn't plunge. Anyway, the most important thing is the bash plate, and now I can see what's wrong. Straight down here, and then whoop, that comes up. And I do remember hitting quite a rock, so I have to take this off and bend that back down. Cracked the panel underneath where this was pulled up. As I say, with the luggage on, it wasn't a good idea, but he didn't know that at the time. Look at that, they work a treat. Bit of chicken wire inside. They're really not that bad. Good clean up now. So well, that's not too bad. A couple of weeks worth of grime and mud and whatever, and the seals have remained intact. Well, I took the bash plate off, and I don't know if you can see how bent that is. Yeah, quite a long way. Taking a good bash just at the front there. Gosh. Well, demonstrates the importance of a bash plate. Otherwise that'd have been a cracked engine. Yeah. Finished the, I wouldn't say rebuild, but the clean down. All went very well. So cleared up the bash plate. Took a lot of straightening, but it is all straight now. Plastic's all neat. Put some rubber in those to give that support at the moment, but I'll make up some other pieces. But yeah, good clean down. Greased the wheels. Took the brake lever out as well. Believe it or not, there's oil seals in and outside of this one, so it's worth taking apart and re-greasing. That was done. Straightened up underneath. Cleaned all this around here. You can see where the wearing was taking place, but it's okay now. Put the original Honda chain back on. So that was the new one on the bike. That's gone back. Overall, oh, okay. It looks tired in places, but should do. 14,000 miles on the clock now. Very good.